Hello, YOCOMO participants. I am Monica, one of the facilitators of this course, and I'm here to guide you through this presentation. We are here to explore why change might be difficult and how you can learn about yourself in the process of change. And most importantly, how you can move towards your learning objectives. As you have seen from the video introducing the process of change, there are different stages of change. And although it might seem as a linear process, usually it's not, especially when we speak about changing human behavior. As social psychologist Edgar Schein said, human change, the individual or group level, is a profound dynamic process. It involves painful unlearning without loss of ego identity and difficult relearning as you attempt to restructure your thoughts, feelings, and attitudes. I assume we all can find examples in our experiences when we had motivation to change, but we have felt stuck, not being able to move forward. Let's explore the phenomena of change, reasons why we get stuck, and most importantly, how to overcome the blockages on the way of our professional development. And when we speak about change, in our professional role, we need to take into account two types of challenges that were distinguished by Ronald Heifetz. First type of challenges are called technical challenges. And technical challenges are the kind of challenges which require a new set of skills, not necessarily easy ones, but definitely they are based on practice in order to overcome those challenges. Adaptive challenges require more time, more than incorporating new technical skills into your current thinking. They require attitudinal change and transformation of our mindset. Thinking of youth worker context examples, technical challenge could be becoming skilled in organizing and managing resources for youth exchange project. An adaptive challenge example could be changing the way you work in the team or how you relate to young people in specific situations. I hope that makes it clear. And I invite you to think what kind of examples can you find in your practice? What could be a technical challenge for you and what could be an adaptive challenge for you? So, not all changes are necessarily very difficult, as there are different situations that require our change. But still, there are reasons why we averse change. And one of the reasons holding us back is fear of the unknown. And when we travel to the unknown, we are losing control, and this is what scares us. It's human nature to hold on to what we already have, clinging to statuses, relationships, achievements, possessions that we have acquired along the way. And change sometimes comes as a risk to lose what we have. So it's natural to averse change. Another reason is our habits. And they are one of the foundations of our behavior. And we speak about mental, physical, or emotional habits. We are used to specific ways of relating to people, communicating with them. Here we also have our professional habits, the way we are used to work. And that's good that we have those habits, because habits help us save effort. When a habit emerges, the brain is not involved in decision making, so we can divert attention elsewhere. But it's also a reason why it's hard to change habits, because it takes more effort as you are doing all the decision-making process again. One more reason, that change is challenging and it requires from us to do what we've never done before. So naturally, we can start doubting ourselves and feeling that we are not up to the challenge of making changes. And we might not be aware of our subconscious mindsets and attitudes which are increasing those doubts. There's no way this list is final, but gives an overview of primal reasons to avoid change. Despite the reasons why change is hard, once we are in the process of change, resistance is an integral part of the change picture. As it was already mentioned in the previous video, the strength of our resistance depends on what triggered it. Is the need for changes coming from outside or is it internalized? Also, it depends on whether it's a technical challenge we are overcoming or adaptive challenge. Dictionary definition of resistance is any force that slows down or prevents motion. And in human behavior, there are many ways to resist change. For example, perfectionism. When you strive for perfection, and if you don't reach it, you restrain yourself from continuing. That's you don't change. Or impatience. When you want the change to happen right here, right now, and if it doesn't happen, you stop changing. Or neglecting the need for change and creating rational explanations, defending the status quo. The best you can do for yourself is to explore your resistance patterns and embrace them in order to create understanding and be able to move forward. Robert Keegan and Lisa Leahy are scientists from Harvard University, and they've come up with an interesting concept called immunity to change. The underlying concept behind the immunity to change model is that each of us has within us an emotional immune system that exists to protect us, just like our biological immunity protects us from threats. But sometimes the immune system can try and protect us from something we may not need protection from, and even cause trouble instead of keeping us out of it. Immunity to change is designed to keep us safe from fear, anxiety, and emotional discomfort. And sometimes our best efforts to change are blocked by hidden commitments we have that support our immunity to change. As long as this commitment to something else works behind the scenes, no matter what we do, we will be hitting the wall. So, the authors of Immunity to Change invite us to explore immunities in order to unlock underlying competing commitments and even deeper rooted assumptions. And this is very useful in the attitude and behavior context. This is especially useful when we talk about behavioral change. When we aim at behavior changes by focusing on behavior and not tackling deeper mindset issues that are influencing those behaviors, such as attitudes, we might probably be stuck in the process of change. The process of exploration is called immunity mapping and consists of 4 steps of self-reflection. This particular process is best used when we are in the process of reaching a particular goal, but we seem not making enough progress and cannot really hold on to it. So let me guide you through these 4 steps, giving you the overview of what is called immunity mapping. Step 1 invites you to identify your development goal. Make it clear and also add concrete behaviors that are necessary to achieve this goal. Step 2, what do you do that keeps you from achieving your goal. This step invites you to list the specific behaviors that you are doing or not doing that work against your first column improvement goal. It's important that you list actual objective behaviors, not how you feel about it or the reasons why. Step 3 invites you to explore the hidden commitments behind your development goal. Imagine that you don't do step 2 behaviors next time. Would that make you uncomfortable? What would you worry about? Or what are you afraid would happen if you did the opposite of your column 2 behaviors? This worry and the fear actually shows what are the hidden commitments that keep you from achieving your goal. Step 4 invites you to explore your big assumptions that are underlying your behavior. What would you assume would happen if the thing you are trying to prevent in column 3 came true? What would happen if this behavior that you written in column 3, what would it mean then? Let's have a youth worker context example. Maybe that will make it clearer. As a step 1, me as a youth worker, I want to empower young people by delegating them more responsibilities in organizing projects. And I'm trying to see in step 2 what kind of behaviors are working against my goal. So I see that I usually take to finish tasks young people haven't finished for them. I run around buying resources, cleaning the place after they left. I call them several times to double check if they've considered all the aspects of the project. So in general, I micromanage. But these specific behaviors show that what I do actually is not helping me to reach my goal. Let's see what could be my hidden commitments behind this behavior. So step 3, I am actually afraid that if they will be doing everything by themselves, they will not be involved in our activities because they will see that it's not always fun to organize projects. Until now, they were doing only the fun part. It's also hard to trust young people to finish all the tasks, and if they make mistakes, it might cost too much and our organization is not having enough resources. It's already in a saving mode. So these are my hidden commitments. That's something that inside me prevents me from doing what helps to reach my development goal. But it's not the end. There's also some assumptions I could identify. If the project doesn't succeed, I will take it as my personal failure. That's one of the assumptions that I have. So it's pretty risky for me to delegate more to young people because it would mean that I would fail if they will make a mistake. And mistakes are not an option for me. Also, one of the assumptions that I have is that youth work activities for young people should be always fun. So now I've made the first picture that shows you that my development goal has some internal contradictions. That delegating more to young people, I actually risk to fail, and I also see that I cannot always guarantee that it will be fun. These internal commitments create the feeling of stuckness, and us authors of the module say this creates the feeling of being 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. So once you have your immunity map, It's important not to jump into immediate action, but try to explore your big assumptions by checking them with your professional community, maybe by experimenting with small changes in your behaviors. You simply want to act against your big assumptions in a small way and observe what happens as a result. The goal is to collect data, not to improve yourself immediately. We hope this immunity mapping might support you in finding the reasons why you are stuck in your change process. What else can support you, and how can you support yourself in the process of professional change? So we have already identified your professional community, your colleagues, partners, and young people you work with. Also, it helps that you would divert your attention from changing your behavior to becoming aware. And last but not the least one, it's important that you would stay persistent. Inner changes and the adaptive challenges, they happen when you constantly take small steps, not one big one, and it doesn't change overnight. So these are our recommendations for you. Now in the next session, we invite you to try and do your own immunity map. If you have any questions, please write them in the forum. And for now, we wish you good luck in your development journey.